In the heart of Africa, where the sun rises to illuminate dreams and aspirations, one woman's journey began with a simple yet profound question. How can we empower our children with the gift of knowledge from their earliest days? Driven by a relentless pursuit to make learning accessible and engaging for every child, this woman poured her heart and soul into crafting stories that captivated young imaginations and nurtured a love for learning. Her books, adorned with vibrant illustrations and brimming with tales of curiosity and discovery, serve as beacons of hope in communities where educational resources are scarce. This is the story of Fidelia Jummai Parker, a visionary educator, philanthropist, and community figure whose passion for education has ignited a movement in early learning that continues to illuminate minds across the continent and deliver the promise of education for all. Her journey began on a glorious Friday in November in Kano City, Kano State, Nigeria. Born Fidelia Jummai Ebelum to her father Vincent V.C. Ebelum and her mother Clara Agugwa Ebelum, Jummai became enthralled in the world of reading from an early age. Born into a family of several bright children, Jummai was surrounded by excellence, with brothers and sisters who went on to champion in their respective fields of law, ministry, nursing, medicine, and earth sciences. Nevertheless, in the pool of disciplines that were laid before her, it was literature that captured her heart. Her affinity for reading and literature can be attributed to the positive foundation of education instilled through her parents and advocated by her elder siblings, particularly Elizabeth Ebelum, RN BSN. The author recounts her willingness to go to school from an early age in an unpublished memoir. In the tale, Jummai describes how in the early days of post-colonial Nigeria, it was customary for children to prove their readiness for school by reaching over their heads to place their right hands over their left ear. Prompted by her elder sister Grace, Jummai, who had only been 5 years old, pleaded to her sister's primary school teachers that she was ready to go to school. Inspired by her inquisitiveness, the teachers gave her a chance and allowed her to prove her readiness, and the rest was history. By early adolescence, Jummai was reading at an advanced level, enthralling herself in romance novels and non-fiction such as The Mills and Boon Enchanted Imprint and the Nigeria Daily Times. Her passion for learning and literature followed her throughout secondary school, enrolling in the Federal Government College of Kano. There she established a myriad of close relationships among her pro-uni tight graduating class of 1979. While at Federal Government College, Kano, she honed her skills under the tutelage of well-respected Principal Derek John D.J. Bullock, an Englishman from Doncaster, UK, who alongside his wife, Mrs. Groves, devoted his life to providing the profound opportunity of education to northern youth in Nigeria. In an environment where all students could learn and cohabitate devoid of creed, tribe or religion, united strictly by a passion for learning. Mr. Bullock made a lasting impression on every student he interacted with as principal, especially Jummai. Although passed on, Mr. Bullock's contribution to the success of hundreds of Nigerian scholars is felt nationwide and in the diaspora. Today, Jummai makes it her life's duty to carry the torch of caring for the youth and their access to education, in the same manner that D.J. Bullock did for her in her youth. Upon graduating from secondary school, NYSC with Falomo Library and Youth Service with NNPC, Jummai enrolled at the University of Maiduguri in 1982, graduating with a Bachelor in Library Sciences in 1986. Shortly after, she took a leap of faith to travel to America, where she established herself as a librarian in Arlington, Texas, and began writing novels and children's books of her own. When she wasn't working the shelves and registers of the Woodland West Library, she raised her nephew David Offa Ebelum. Shortly thereafter, she met the love of her life in her husband Charlie Parker, with whom she birthed her son Joshua Parker in 2003. At the turn of the millennium, she self-published her first early learning book, the AZ Alphabet Book, adorned with brilliant illustrations and drawings by the late Hugh Crosby, with which she used to educate her son, Joshua, from as early as 7 months old. The reception to the book was positive, landing Jummai in the Fort Worth Star-Telegram and Arlington Times Magazine as a showcasing of her exceptional work. The book sold several copies, prompting Jummai, now Mrs. Parker, to return to the writing room and begin working on her next exciting project, an adult fiction epic entitled An American Bride, published in May of 2010. In her novel, An American Bride, Miss Parker dedicated herself completely to crafting the novel, fictionalizing the stark and painful truths of American life from her personal experience, not only as a black person in America, but as an immigrant. Her profound emotional reflection shines through each chapter, vividly capturing the challenges and enduring spirit of a young Saudi royal, eager to find his way whilst confronting both systemic and personal hardships on the road towards true love. The novel tackles pressing topics such as racism, autocratic parenting, yearning for acceptance, and undying romance. M.W. Wright, in a recent review, referred to the story's pertinent nature, saying, "Although dated, the content within this book is still very relevant as it pertains to the injustices we continue to witness in modern-day America." The author hopes to share a commonly discussed issue from a perspective not often acknowledged and open discourse amongst young readers about the significance of achieving self-actualization while under oppression. Today, Mrs. Jummai Parker continues to pursue her passion for writing and storytelling. Ingrained with a deep-rooted belief in the power of education to break cycles of inequality, Jummai has set her sights on redefining early childhood learning in Nigeria. The author often cites the words of accomplished author and philanthropist Oprah Winfrey, saying that education is the key to unlocking the world and acquiring the best of everything it has to offer. Through her non-profit organization, Yeshua's Hand, Mrs. Parker plans on working with local and international community leaders to spread the love of learning by hosting events and participating closely with the school board, and soon the Federal Ministry of Education. Mrs. Parker envisions a future where children in Nigeria have access to enriching educational resources that ignite their imaginations and inspire their dreams. With Yeshua's Hand as her vehicle for change, she has begun to organize workshops that train teachers in innovative storytelling techniques and interactive learning methodologies. She believes that by empowering teachers, she can create a ripple effect that will transform classrooms across the country. As her efforts gain momentum, Jummai also prioritizes the involvement of parents and caregivers in the educational process. She recognizes that to truly cultivate a love of learning, families must be engaged and empowered. Through community meetings and outreach programs, she educates parents about the importance of storytelling as a learning tool and provides them with strategies to nurture their children's curiosity at home. By fostering a supportive environment for learning within the family unit, Mrs. Parker hopes to strengthen the foundation for a new generation of thinkers, dreamers, and innovators. Understanding that the journey toward educational reform is not without its challenges, Mrs. Parker has forged alliances with like-minded organizations and institutions. She frequently collaborates with local authors and artists to create culturally relevant educational materials that resonate with students. In her partnership with the Federal Ministry of Education, she aims to influence curriculum development by advocating for the inclusion of storytelling and creative writing as fundamental components of early childhood education. This collaboration is critical as it aligns with her goal of making quality education accessible to all children, regardless of their tribe, creed, religion, or socio-economic background. Looking ahead, Mrs. Parker is determined to continue her mission. Jummai Parker is filled with hope and determination. Her vision for transforming early childhood learning in this nation with the AZ Alphabet Book is ambitious, but the stories of resilience she encounters daily fuel her. As she continues to write and share her experiences, she remains committed to her mission, knowing that with each word penned and each child inspired, she is contributing to a brighter future for her country, unlocking the door for countless children, one story at a time.